Aluminum production is up and running. A little bit more than I expect there to be, but that's okay. I'm sure I can use it in one way or another. So let's run through the entire process of this, because it is a lot more involved than any one of the other metal ingots that I've been creating up to this point. So from the beginning, you got bauxite, which I scouted out in the last episode, and you can actually see the train stations up on the cliff there, right there, and there. As it turns out, if you just go along the edge of the cliff, it's a lot safer. You run into a lot less radiation. But still, despite that, I did try to go and find some more bauxite anywhere convenient on the map. For example, over by the sulfur and coal. But then I just kept going and made an enormous loop around here and didn't find anything better than just using these. Well, that's fine, because it did ultimately result in me getting another 24 or something hard drives. I have so very many alternate recipes at this point, and I'd love to just do another montage, but that would actually take a good 10 minutes alone, and I don't really think that's worth the screen time. Well, anyway, getting the bauxite up there goes into the refinery here, making the alternate recipe sloppy alumina, which is created extremely quickly, but without the byproduct of a lot of silica. Honestly, I might end up redoing this to actually get the silica, because with the normal recipe, what you do is you just take the silica produced and then put that right back into the aluminum. I don't need to do that anymore, and I might actually be able to use that silica for other stuff. But for right now, this is nice and fast and simple, so that's what I'm doing. And then that goes right over here into the alternate electrode aluminum scrap, which uses petroleum coke. That's kind of why I'm in this area, because I can use the byproducts from the plastic production then to create that coke, which then is turned into both aluminum scrap and water. Now, you might notice this requires water. So this is the first time I've got some sort of Ouroboros type of thing going on. It's convenient, but it also does produce a little bit of a problem, in the sense that if I am not really making sure that things are working efficiently, the pipes will get clogged up with water, and even if there is more room for like the aluminum scrap to be shipped out, if there's no room for the water to be shipped out, production shuts down. So that's something I might want to think about a little bit later. But anyway, all of that then gets fed into the smelters to create the alternate recipe again. Yes, pure aluminum ingot. It's a little bit slower than... Here, I can look it up here. It's a little bit slower than normal aluminum ingot, but it does not require the silica, which means that if I was producing silica, I can use that for other stuff. It's something to consider in the future. There's a lot of alternate recipes at this point in time that I'm currently looking at, and you know, if I look at, say, a circuit board, I know is one of them. Yeah, just like copper sheets, silica produces more than either of the other two recipes that I have, and doesn't require me to like have to create a whole bunch of plastic. Because plastic has been largely used for computers and circuit boards at this point in time, so cutting down a little bit on that wouldn't be the worst thing. And speaking of computer, let me see the alternate recipes I got for that. Yeah, one that doesn't even require plastic, just rubber, which is easier to create than plastic, and then like quick wire. Man, everything. So, you know, it's doing this entire thing, I did realize that yeah, the way that I have the factory set up is just fine. The only issue is logistics. I think I have an idea of how I want to do that, but I'll hash it out a little bit later. We'll do that as just a very quick like proof of concept back at the original factory, the bone machine, and then I will, I don't know, end up creating a bunch more. I'll figure out something. Let's just say that right now. Okay. But the other thing that I have done since I've been working on the fluid production area. Okay, so we got the original factory, which is the bone machine. Let's call this one the fluid cistern. Just the worst names. Well, anyway, since I got a bunch more alternate recipes again, I'm also over here just creating pure heavy oil residue. This is very helpful given the amount of things that heavy oil can be used for. But more specifically right now, what I'm doing is I am using that to create turbo fuel with the alternate recipe, turbo heavy fuel. Yeah, everything. I got so many hard drives. Well, anyway, with compacted coal, which I'm just shipping in from the original factory, I can now produce electricity much, much easier over here. But it also does, you know, with all the heavy fuel, give me a nice way to create another alternate diluted package fuel for, you know, just making a whole bunch of jetpack fuel, really. But also, I do have the ability to make smokeless powder with some of the runoff from turbo fuel, because I'm not even efficiently using that right now. Even with all of these, and all of these being overclocked, I could still be creating so much more than just 69,000 Marlins, really. Although, why is it fluctuating slightly? It's like going up and down just a couple Marlins. That's weird. Well, anyway, smokeless powder, though. Smokeless powder is useful because what I can do with that is make a gun. The rifle. That's right. I said the rebar gun was the gun in this game. No, there's an actual gun. Let's do that right now. I mean, I just, I don't... I'm still not quite using the heavy oil efficiently enough, but I could pretty easily set it up to just constantly be creating this, or the diluted fuel, or something. Or even just regular fuel. And I might do that eventually. Because, you know, regular fuel can also be used, especially with the alternate stuff, to, say, create, I believe, plastic. Rubber is easier to make than plastic, so I just need to combine that with a little bit of fuel. Yeah, the one's called recycled plastic, which is silly, given that it's going to be fresh off the factory line, then I'm going to immediately turn it right into plastic. Whatever, give me that rifle. I cannot believe. Also, yeah, I do have enough for this. Hey, 6 more inventory slots, nice. Oh, actually, one of the alternate recipes I had in my hard drive adventure was just six inventory slots. I don't know why. I don't know how that is an alternate recipe for anything, but whatever. Okay, you know, I can just keep creating pretty much everything. Right? Well, except for this nuclear deterrent. Yeah, okay. I mean, I do have uranium now, don't I? I've also been doing a little bit of the holiday event. Why? I don't know. Whatever. I've been waiting for stuff to render, I guess, pretty much. I need to go finish up like all of this because I'm actually going to be using supercomputers for stuff. But when I start to go through all of the things, all of the factory reworks, I think that'll be the way that I do it. Oh yeah, and since I've been producing so much turbo fuel, creating the turbo rifle ammo shouldn't be too difficult. In fact, maybe I'll just go do that right now. I'm sure that I probably need to get something or other here. The equipment workshop, usually that's kind of how you make, you know, explosives or ammo or whatever. Yeah, here we go. What does this require? Smokeless powder, no issue at all. Oh, I should also see if I can just create the rifle alone. Because, you know, why not? Having to create, like, heavy oil residue. That was one of the best alternate recipes that I got. Just the creating pure heavy oil residue. It's just because it can be turned into so much stuff with all these alternate recipes. It's like, I feel like that is going to be the major thing that I end up... Oh, wait, yeah, how do I create the stupid rifle? Oh, I just need a few more screws. That's fine, though. Yeah, let me just do that. Let me just go and get... How much is it do I need for the homing ammo, I think that was? No, just turbo rifle ammo. Yeah, sure. 1,000? Oh, man. All right, I'll cut back here in just one moment after I can get that. Okay, that should be enough for 1,000, and now I can make turbo ammo. Which, you know what? Sure. I mean, why not? I'm already creating so much turbo fuel as it is. I might as well. Explosive rebar could also be kind of cool, but whatever. I feel like the rifle is going to be the main way that I'm going to end up doing a lot of the... Yeah, all right, here we go. Going to be the main way that I end up doing a lot of the future combat in this game. Thank you, autosave, once again. Turn down to 45 minutes, but, you know, still see it pretty regularly here. All right. So from here, I think probably worthwhile to go and maybe check out the whole bauxite route if there are... Yeah, the aluminum train's right over here. Although I might end up splitting up aluminum and bauxite because I got to start thinking about more efficient ways to... oh, I think it's actually going up there. More efficient ways to start shipping stuff around. Because as of right now, it's working fine. But it could... I want to get it so that if I'm producing a lot... And I do have another miner unit that I'm going to be creating soon enough. So I want to make sure that I am actually getting all of that efficiently mined out and then shipped back to base rather than just, you know, mined out and then it's usually full most of the time when I'm trying to ship it anywhere. Well, that is one of the things that I have kind of run into as I have been doing. Well, as I've been looking at the monorail system, there are occasionally points in time where there are issues that come up. Specifically, the exits to each one of the stations do sometimes get kind of clogged up. Even though I've tried to like space them out a little bit so that they don't all, you know, accidentally run into each other trying to leave the station. Yeah, I painted the plastic train pink. I don't know why. Maybe I'll do that for every one of the trains. Makes them easier to identify. But yeah, you can see the sort of little intersection that I have created here to actually go up the cliff. Because there's no better way to do that, unfortunately. What can I say? I tried to figure something out. It just didn't work. Yeah, let's take a trip. Let's take a trip up to the bauxite. Because it is not the it is not the wacky parkour that I was doing last time. Okay, then. Goat Simulator dev, everybody. Please continue on into the aluminum. But yeah, you can see that the bauxite is completely full. This is completely full of aluminum and etc. and so on. It's like I gotta kind of rework some of the stuff here. Okay, now then, I forgot. I thought for some reason I thought that it was already gone, that it was no longer on the path. We're doing. It instead goes over here, and then goes up through like a little cave system that I found, which is more convenient, but still has some fairly wacky issues with scaling cliffs. I guess that was the thing that people were talking about when they were telling me that these monorails can just scale cliffs. You'll see what I'm talking about. Anyway, other issues with the monorail, though, are that sometimes they just get in some sort of loop where they cannot move forward. Like, even though they're using the maximum amount of electricity allotted to them, that it's just, yeah, this is sort of where not the best, but I need some way to get up here. Like, I had the coal train just stuck on an incline where even using 100 Morrowinds, it was not able to actually get up the incline, and that kind of caused everything to come to a standstill. So maybe I'll have to look at, I don't know, increasing the amount of the power cars, the engine cars here, something like that. But yeah, this is currently what the bauxite looks like. It's actually pretty nice. You know, provided that I don't accidentally cause a train collision when attempting to show this off. Well, anyway, yeah, it just goes along the cliff, though, because everything else is extremely radioactive. And then it was very difficult to actually get the track to go up this incline here, which is why it kind of goes around like that, but that's fine. So that is what we're currently looking at. For aluminum production, gonna have to go figure out what I'm gonna end up doing with the uranium stuff, though. I mean, I need to even expand the entire Come on now. Can't get rid of it until it comes to a stop. Gotta go figure out what I'm going to be doing with the entire uranium, like freight delivery system, because one, that's going to be radioactive. Like, even in a train car, it's still radioactive. And two, I don't have any more room on my train platform, so I'm going to have to go try to figure out how to expand that. In the meantime, though, let's go start unlocking some more stuff, including that hazmat suit, which I think is going to be important. Of course, it's going to be important. It's the most important. Okay, hazmat suit, and additionally, even more inventory slots. So, that is good. I'm a big fan of that. Iodine filters. Alright, how do iodine filters work? I got a bunch of regular filters, but I don't have any way to produce iodine as far as I know, I think. So what does that look like? But I got all of my inventory slots now filled up, or at least I will as soon as I get some fabric? Oh, okay, yeah, sure. 50 fabric is fine because, you know, I shouldn't have to create a bunch of these as far as I know. At least I'd like to think so. Well, whatever. Plastic, rubber, aluminum. Well, actually, not even the aluminum. The sheets. But those are what I've been using for the next tier of the conveyor belts. Because of course I got to get those as soon as possible. Since I've been producing so much aluminum, not too big of a deal to actually make work for me. All right. How do iodine filters work? But there's everything now. Got a fully equipped up character. That took a while. Yeah, it's like these inventory slots only have like one thing that you actually put on them, it seems. But oh yeah, also rifle. I'm gonna do that real quick, cause you know, gun. Designed to deliver adequate performance within the designated work area. Okay. Well, This is so absurd. How does it work? Right, and then yeah, okay, sure. And then I don't have any more here, but that's wow. That's very silly. I mean, obviously I'm going to be turning a lot of that into turbo rifle ammo, because why would I not want turbo rifle ammo? Rebar gun feels like it doesn't really... Yeah, I mean, I guess it's got like explosions and stunning and whatnot, but I mean, enemies are not that powerful in this game. Okay, iodine. Iodine infused filters. How am I creating? What do I do? Iodine infused filter. What is that third thing? Oh, just aluminum casing and quick wire? That's actually totally fine. Does it only require... Does it only work on radiation? I mean, not require, because that might be a little bit of an issue. I don't know. Well, anyway, yeah, there's the dumb winter event thing. Like I said, I've been doing a little bit of it for no real reason. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so yeah, you can even have like special lights on your power lines. All right, so I wanted to go talk about like, hey, what are we doing with the factory now? I wanted to rework some of the stuff. So here's what I'm thinking. Pretty much the issue that I got right now is that there's too many of these conveyor belts here. And that is really messing with the ability to add anything more or expand all the stuff that I'm doing. I think that one of the ways that I'm going to want to combat that is just going into the logistics, really like utilizing these stackable poles. Like if it's the same object, or maybe if it's going to the same set of machines, I can just have like, how many total? Was that 7 or so poles on top of each other? That is... should be enough to do pretty much not that. Should be enough to get pretty much everything to every one of the machines that I need to. And if there's going to be even more than that required, well, I'll create like another line of machines. I want to also have it be standardized, like how far everything is apart here. Maybe make it like a, like we always have a standard of like 1, 2, and that's like how far, well, maybe make it a little bit closer. But, like 1, 2, or the other thing that I was looking at is maybe like the conveyor poles would be a convenient way to kind of measure distance. Yeah, so I have like 3 conveyor poles in between every single production, and then maybe add another one based on how many inputs it has. And then I do like the idea of, like sending everything down to a singular area here. So have like a bit of the factory opened up at this point. And that is where I'm going to put all the stackable poles and everything. Why is rubber getting in here? Oh, right. I remember now. Yeah, now that's my mistake. It's some of the rubber and plastic getting mixed up with each other because of the way that I was creating God, what is it called? The petroleum coke. I'll fix that later. Okay, but the other thing then I was thinking is that I think I'm going to want to have everything, rather than having it all go immediately from one machine into another set of machines, instead have like an entire set of these industrial containers here. Sort of like one after another. Not like that, but yeah, have like 8 of them, and they're like connected on the bottom. But then if I need to insert or remove more, then what I do is I have these like secondary sort of like inputs, outputs. And this is how I'm going to be. And that will mean that everything kind of gets pooled together. Maybe have like 16 of those or something, so that it can really get filled up with stuff if I'm letting the factory, if I'm leaving the factory alone for a while or something. But yeah, it's like, let that kind of be like an input, output, gigantic pool of resources, rather than, like I said, having them go directly from one line of machines to another line of machines, which is kind of how I've been doing it right now, where it's just been like going over here from the original place where they're created, like, going over here to this place. It'll also be a lot easier to kind of figure out, rather than having things, for example, like my current way that screws are working. They are the lines coming out of the machines only have 450 in them rather than the 480 max that they would normally do. That could easily be changed if I had them coming out of like big pools of supplies rather than going from one machine to another. So that's sort of what I was thinking. They use a lot more of the stackable struts. Use a lot more of the stackable struts. Use a lot more of the get like, instead of a pool of resources, space things out a little bit better, and then maybe continue to use like the the way that things get sort of like sorted out to the individual machines, where I kind of bring them back to this area of the factory, the sort of like a front area, and then run them along the ground, maybe give them like 2 lanes of conveyor belts, and then stack them all up on top of each other, something like that. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to separate that stuff out by floors, specifically. So what I'm looking at is that on the bottom floor, especially now that I'm using refineries, and refineries that are probably going to be using water, ultimately I think I'm going to end up getting rid of all of these now that I got turbo fuel powered stuff. Yeah, like refineries that are going to be using water, making them so they're not on upper floors is probably a good idea, because otherwise I have to go set up pump systems and everything, and that requires power and just all this sort of stuff. But yeah, if I have all the production on the bottom floor, and then the second floor is going to be the resource pool, where I put everything into the containers. And then on the third floor, that's when I'm going to have the actual connections being made and things being bussed around. At least that's what I'm thinking. I feel like that's probably that should work, and that should be a lot like cleaner and more, and I can change it easier as I continue to find other stuff. You know, and similarly on the second floor I can just have all like the raw resources pooled together too and everything. So that's, I think, what I want to do. Otherwise, it's going to be the same, like, big lines of machines. And it's still going to be, like, fed in the same way, where it's spaced out based on how much resources, you know, can fit on a singular conveyor belt. But otherwise, it's like, yeah, we got top floor, which is the actual connections being made between things. Middle floor, which is storage, which is the resource pool. There's going to be like, and then like on the bottom, we're going to have one line for each one of the things being created, in the same way that I've been doing in the factory already. So that, I think, is how I want to set things up. And then, like I said, rework a little bit of the monorail, see if I can, you know, get it so that everything is, as soon as it gets mined out of the ground, there is a place for it to go. That it does not get stalled because I'm not moving the trains fast enough, or more specifically because the trains don't have enough cars on them, or, you know, the way that I have the routes working, they're not going fast enough. There are some points in time that have, like, there are some points on the monorail that have very long waiting periods because they're just, like, huge. It's the way the signaling system works. I haven't even gone into that too much, but it is an entire thing. My God, is it an entire thing. So, yeah, improve the monorail system a bit. Maybe try and create, like, even more. You know, another thing I can do is I can just have, like, a convoy. I'm talking multiple trains kind of following each other. That would be a way to... That would be a way to, you know, like, if I have two trains, say, picking up coal, that's twice as much coal that's being picked up and removed from the system. So, I think that should work. Yeah. Oh, yeah, by the way, I should be able to go. What is a hover pack? What is a hover pack? Tell me about this.
Milestone reached. The hover pack enables aerial overview of all powered factories, as well as easy transport across multi-level buildings by wirelessly connecting to the power grid.
Wirelessly connecting to the power grid? What? Oh, okay. I guess I'm going to have to go look into that a little bit more. I mean, I can make one right now. I've made so many of these just because I do need the Mark V things. This probably requires batteries, though. Oh, no, I'm not creating two. It probably requires batteries, right? Well, no, it says wirelessly connecting the power grid. Huh. Well, this seems convenient. Oh, yeah, no, you can also just, like, sit in midair. Oh, yeah, okay, so it's just a better jetpack. Okay, then. Well, I guess it depends on if I have the power grid. But with the monorail system, the power grid... Oh, yeah. I saw that. The like, wireless... It seems like... Wow. Okay. That's something. That is something. Still probably want to have this for, like... I still probably want to have the jetpack for, like, actual exploration stuff, though. All right. No, not you. What was I saying here? All right. I think that's how... Yeah, like, maybe have two... I'm going to have, like, so many trains by the end of this. Because the way that I have everything set up, even if two trains are on the same track, they're going to be following the same track, and they should never actually meet. And even if they do, they will be stopped before, you know, they have any sort of collision. I mean, I think it's... That might just be the way to do it. Or just create, like, big trains. Like even more tracks and just put 2 of the electric cars at the front. The locomotive, the engine cars. But that's currently what I'm looking at. And I think that ultimately that's probably gonna be a good way to do it, I want to say. Well, I'm gonna start working on that. I think the immediate thing to do is attempt to create some of the things that I haven't really been doing just yet. Talking like supercomputers, get the Caterium stuff up and running so that I can go and finish like these. Same thing with like quartz. And then, I guess we're moving into uranium, right? Well, I guess I'll cut back to then. This is the 3rd floor of the factory, entirely cleaned out except for the connections up to the freight platform. It's actually a lot easier with this hover pack. It's pretty handy to have this thing. The only problem is that it really does not work at all if you're away from like a monorail or any one of the power poles. Like even slightly, it's got a very short range to it. However, this is where I think I'm going to start setting up the new logistics system in the factory. Although I did also need to move all of the production of compacted coal up to here in a very temporary way, because the problem is that if I stop having fuel generated right now, well, then the entire factory shuts down, and then I'm going to have to go and manually haul around a bunch of materials to turn to compacted coal and create a bunch of like biofuel generators just so I can inject a little bit of fuel to kickstart the entire process again. I know this because I had to do it once already. Yeah, so this is not pretty, but, well, it's just what I need to do for right now. Oh yes, I also color-coded every one of the stations. Oh, that sulfur and quartz one looks great. Well, anyway. Okay. So I've had a lot of time to think about exactly how I was going to end up doing the new logistics here. And I originally planned, 2 floors on top, one that has storage for like easy pooling of resources. But then I realized that easy pooling of resources, I'm just trying to create a bigger, worse version of the mergers in that case. And I don't think that's a good idea. Besides, I shouldn't really need to store a whole bunch of stuff. Anything that needs to be stored I can put at the end of a process, like at the end of a line of machines rather than in like the middle of it, like I'm thinking of. But the other thing was that the top floor being, or the middle floor, whichever one it was going to be, being like the conveyor belt spaghetti, it might be better to arrange if I have more space, and certainly this is a lot more space here, but it's not going to be, it's not going to be more organized. I'm still going to have to try and figure out what inputs into what plugs into what, and everything like that. And that's not really the point. I mean, yes, more space means that I just have more room to, create the sort of monstrosity. I've also been clearing this out a little bit too. I have more room to create like these conveyor belt monstrosities, but that doesn't necessarily make it better. So I think, after a lot of consideration, I think I've figured out something that is going to work. It's really short range. I saw my electricity was about to run out there. Well, anyway. So let's, for example, take a look at the codex. What's like the first thing in the codex, for example? Iron ingots. Okay, and that requires, well, it's going to require, I guess, iron ore and copper ore. So I'll figure out that one a little bit later. But let's just say, like the first object that I'm going to have here. Iron ore. And the way I want to do this is that iron ore now has a like reserved lane. It has a reserved lane right here, for example. Here, let me real quick go throw on logistics. Instead of putting down actual conveyor belts, let's just put down poles for right now. That should make this a lot easier. And so this is the first lane on this entire floor. This is iron ore. And iron ore should be able to be stacked up like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is what I'm going to need it to be. Because, of course, I have 3 freight trains, of which I each have 2 outputs going on there. And if I need to have, I mean, I guess I can go up to 7. And if I need to have more than that, what I'm going to do is I am going to just create another lane. As easy as that. So this is going to be iron ore. And then let's say, like, what's the next thing in here? Yeah, like iron ingots. So what's going to be iron ingots? Well, I'm going to put it here. So now that every single time I have I have excess iron ore or something that's coming out of the ground, which shouldn't really happen, what I can do is I can just put, like, and maybe I'll even put it over one more. But, like, I'll put it here. We'll go and put, like, a merger here, for example. And the plan is, well, maybe I'm going to need to space out these floors a little bit more. But, you know, like this idea of a reserved lane is sort of what, not a splitter. So, like, let's say I got, like, excess or something. Oh, this is a smart splitter. So, yeah, like, let's say I got excess stuff that's coming up from the floor, or this is being produced from the floor below or something like that, or several floors below. What it's going to do is it's going to come up through here. It's going to do like that, and then pretty much it's just going to, like, feed in here and then continue going. And then I can sort of have it be like, this is this entire lane. This entire lane is the input for iron ore or computers or AI limiters. Like, for example, I was missing back there. And it's just going to keep continuously feeding in here. Each one of these things should be 780 in total from the top. And then the topmost one is probably going to be whatever the remainder is. And how am I going to end up doing, like, remainder stuff? I think I'm going to consider that also an output. But this is the input lane, for example. And then I'm going to have another input lane, you know, right here. I'm going to have another input lane right here. I'm going to have another input lane right here. And this is going to be, let me take a look here. This is going to be iron plate, for example. Then this is going to be iron rod. Then this is going to be screw. And if I need more, then all the way at the end of the list, I'll do, like, more iron ore, more iron rods, etc., and so on. Stuff like that. That's kind of how I want to do this right now. And how is that going to work? Well, you see, this has this reserved horizontally, right? But the way that I have every one of the machines set up down here is vertical, right? So that, for example, if I need to go grab, let's say like these take copper ingots, then what I do is I take this here, and then I have this, you know, facing over to go over to the exact, like, horizontal lane that the copper is going to be on. And then it will be able to, so, like, let's just say, like, here's the copper. Here is the copper lane. And there you go. That's the sort of plan that I think I'm going to do this. That means that everything is organized, and I should be able to predict, even without having even without knowing exactly, like, what exactly each one of the machines is going to require, what it's going to be able to do, since every one of the machines, you know, as you can see right here, has a vertical sort of slice reserved, and then every one of the outputs up here is going to have a horizontal slice reserved, and then it can also go upwards, like, so that there's 6 at 780, which is whatever 6 times 780 is in total, which, except for maybe, like, raw resources, 4,000 a minute is going to be going through here. Still only partially complete, but already working much, much better than anything I've tried before. No, I think I'm definitely going to keep working like this. Though I'm not going to do that whole loop around thing like I was talking about. It's just going to be one row, and I'll have it go back and forth as I need it to. The more important bit, though, is that right down here, I've set up a lot more machinery, including more manufacturers, this time producing supercomputers, which is the next thing to create the next milestone. So I am ready to go and do that. But first, let me kind of make sure. Yeah, a lot of stuff that I hadn't been producing before that I'm doing now. For example, the crystal oscillators, which you might remember I had, 5 or 6 hard drives that required that. Yeah, but I should be pretty good to start this up. So you know what that means. Time to explore. Can't believe they just gave you a gun in this game. Though I do need to go hit the button first, so give me a second. Nuclear power. Let's do it. So this is going to be probably a hard one to find, I'm going to guess. Well, I mean, it is the last resource. I don't even know if I really want to be bringing it into the base, but I'm doing it. So let me just go take my personal supply type of stuff. Definitely going to need as many of these as I can make. And then, yeah, jetpack instead of the hover pack. Because the hover pack, of course, is really more for just being around the factory. It's got a very, very short distance that it actually functions. Oh, yes, and you know these bombs. Now with the molecular analysis machine, I have completed most things here. I mean, including the supercomputer, which is how I got that in the first place. But also stuff like the programmable splitter. So previously, when I was trying to work with overflow, what I was doing was I was like creating a whole bank full of junk that what I would do is I would like throw a splitter into, yeah, something like this. So like one input will go up here, one input will go down here, and then it would split out, and then when this would output the full amount, and this would output the overflow, but it required this to be entirely full. However, now with a programmable splitter, I pressed the wrong button. With a programmable splitter, you get a lot of options in terms of how this stuff works, which is why what you can do is you can, here we are, like you can put in overflow. That's probably what I'm mostly going to be using this for. That should be much, much more convenient than this ridiculous system that I came up with. It works. It certainly works, but it is also one of those things where it was annoying trying to get it to actually work in the way that I wanted it to. I went through a bunch of like different iterations of, I don't even know what they're called, capacitors, I guess? Because like it increases the flow on one thing. I mean, it's a merger for when you have overflow that when merged would be greater than your highest conveyor belt, 780. So if both the things added up would be, you know, greater than 780, but less than, well, just greater than 780 because there's only two inputs. I don't know. It worked, I think. I don't know. I never really did too much with that, but that was at least a plan for how I was doing that until I unlocked that thing. Anyway, the other more important thing that I unlocked here is, no, not radar technology. No. Yes, explosive resonance application. This is something that the Pulse Novelisk, I think, is going to be something to actually create a few of these here. I mean, pretty much how this works, I don't even know if I've showed this on camera yet, but you just throw bomb and explode bomb. This one, though, actually will destroy some very particular rocks. You might have seen them around. They're ones that have like a whole bunch of, they look kind of crumbly. They got like cracks all through them and everything. There was actually one near the base, which, you know, while I'm making all of these, maybe I'll go show off that whole thing. But in the meantime, just give me one moment to make a few of these. So, when I was first setting up the monorail system, I did say that over here was spider country. Well, that's because it's not actually spiders over here. It was just hiding an entire cave system, which I'm going to go over to right now. I don't think I actually destroyed all of the rocks, so you can see kind of what I was talking about before. And I can also get rid of the rest of them here. Yeah, these things. Normally impassable, but I knew that they were going to be breakable because I've seen some slugs underneath them. Anyway, go throw that up. Hurt myself, but there you go. Makes that nice and convenient. And with 94 of these things, anything I come across should be able to go down pretty easy. Now, in the meantime, I said before, I have a gun now. But yeah, there's an entire little cave system directly next to my mega factory here. Who could have guessed? Well, anyway, how many? I have 49 of these. That should be enough for whatever I'm going to be doing in here or elsewhere. Speaking of which, what's the over-under on uranium being within 1,000 meters of this? Anything at all? No, no way. I did not expect that, though. Okay, well, actually, not as far away as I would have thought. That's the only one that's popped up, though, which is kind of surprising. Well, I mean, I'm kind of already heading in that direction, underground, but okay. But yeah, we got like raw quartz in here, so that's a convenient way to get a lot more quartz without having to like explore all around the map. I mean, I do have some other. Oh yeah, those ones are pretty far away. I do have some other places that I was looking at, but this is a lot easier. Also, no item in foliage. Picked up that no item. I hear cats. Turbo ammo. Oh, here you are. Yeah, a gun is just about as powerful as you think it would be in this game, as it turns out. I know. Real wacky, huh? This is so... Like, I get... You know, the combat is not the focus of this game, but the fact that it is just so completely trivialized by having a gun is just funny to me. I mean, maybe the more interesting thing in this cave, though, is we got a little bit of the strange alien metal. Not usable just yet. However, eventually this is going to be usable, and now I got someplace that I can mine directly next to the base. That is pretty useful. In fact, even right now, I could probably go set up a lane for the strange alien metal and start mining it out for the future. I don't know. They're just like big rocks that you can take. Oh, I know. Oh, Satisfactory being kind of janky as I look at floating mushrooms. Yeah. Well, it continues to be. Anyway. All right. Let's take another look at the uranium just to kind of make sure I'm continuing to go in the right direction. It's a big cave, and this was directly next to... Okay. This was directly next to the base the entire time. Well, anyway. Not really too much else of interest. I think I found like a purple slug back in the gas-filled area over there. And I believe there was also one more node of like pure raw quartz. So that is like also extra useful just by itself. Pretty happy to see that, because that'll make it way easier to get more of that in the future. And then it empties me out right next to my coal station. Wow. I guess that's... Well, it's not really convenient. I mean, it's probably more convenient just to walk across the desert here, but yeah, that was that entire area. I had no idea that it was sitting directly next to my base the entire time. But of course, it's like I waited a long time to make those crystal oscillator things, so I suppose it's not that surprising. All right, this is actually fairly close. Well, close-ish. It's probably very high up on those cliffs. Oh, okay. Well, didn't bring a gas mask, did you? Ooh, wait. Obviously gets a little less accurate as I continue firing, and it starts to fire faster and everything, but whatever. It's a gun. It's a gun in this game where I would say mostly geared around having melee weapons more than anything else, and yet here we are. Well, whatever. I'm just gonna count myself lucky. So, speaking of lucky, it's like I might even be able to use the same track as my... I might even be able to use the same track as my coal to go and get this uranium node, which I guess could be useful. I don't know how much uranium I'm ultimately going to need, because I haven't seen any of the uranium recipes as of just yet. Got like nuclear power coming up here, but you know. Do I even care about nuclear power? I'm not even using all the power that I have right now. It probably will be by the time that I get my entire base set up in the way I want it to be. I like this nice little area over here. I've seen this one before. It's and I remember one of the first things I did was just like, yo, can you can really? I guess if you want to have, if you're not building out over the water like I am, It's like that would be a pretty convenient source of water there. If you're going to set up a base around here. I don't know, that's a lot of ifs. Okay, these things are a lot less scary now. Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, I'm no longer running away from enemies. I'm just gunning them down. It's kind of silly. I can even go get, like, homing ammo, too. Okay, it is way up there. I kind of thought so. One of the things that, you do unlock by going up some of these milestones is, like, aerial drones. And I guess the idea is that you're supposed to be using that for stuff like this or the bauxite. But if I can, I'm just going to build a monorail again. Because I like having the monorails. They are reliable. They do not require... They allow me to create like little mini bases all over the place. It's pretty nice. Because the whole acts as a gigantic electrical wire system and all that. Oh, it is up there. No wonder I never found this thing before. So I was thinking, it's just like, I think I would have noticed if there was a, highly radioactive node of materials directly next to my base. You know what? These presents actually coming in pretty handy right now, aren't they? That's silly. Now I know I could have just probably made some a foundation or something there, gotten the same effect. Get up here. But this works out too. I mean, this is really far up here, though, all things considered. Even with a jetpack, it's actually kind of difficult to get to. So stuff like trying to use the drones, maybe I will just do that. Might also want to think about, like, setting up a small satellite base just for extraordinarily radioactive materials. I do, of course, have a very large flat desert right next to my entire base, so, it'd be easy enough to try and get working for me. Besides, depending on how pure this node is with the level 3 mining thing, I should be able to get a lot out of that. Where is it? It is 343 in this direction. Okay. No, that's just that down there. All right, but I do appear to be going in the right area, it seems. More slugs too. Oh, at this point in time, I might actually start overclocking things, especially now that I can deal with overflow and everything much, much easier. Like, those programmable units, that is useful. I've got to go figure out what is going to be the larger... I don't have to go calculate the outputs of everything right now, which has been already getting annoying with... Is that a cat? No, this is a... I thought it sort of looked... Oh, God. Ah! Well, obviously the gun doesn't work if you don't see the things. There you go. It was so bright orange, I thought it was a cat. Anyway. Well, another hard drive here. Provided that I can even get this. I don't know. Maybe it's going to require, like, super duper stuff. I don't know. I don't even know. It's like superposition oscillators, which I want to say are something that don't actually exist in the game just yet. Are going to be introduced when they start doing the strange alien material, but who knows. Hey. Nope, just motors. I'll take it. And in fact, let's just go start this whole thing up right now to make sure that I can get that going soon enough. Because they all work in the same pool, of course. Is it up there? It is. Oh my god. They're making me work for this one. Well, I guess you get a nice view of the world and everything. The way it looks like an MMO map, where there's just like, there's the desert region, there's the forest region, there's the super desert region. Anyway. Okay. It's too bad that I haven't actually created like the drone. I haven't even gotten the drone milestone thing just yet. So, not setting up that right now. Gonna have to do this parkour one more time, it looks like. Yeesh. What if I can see like the whole monorail system from up here? Kind of interested in what exactly that looks like. Can't really see it too well is the thing. But there, you can see like there's like the desert that I was talking about where I might go put all the uranium stuff. Over there would be, I mean, can I see like the bauxite stuff? It's maybe, I think that's it right there. God, this is such a huge world. Anyway, continuing on. Got some uranium to go find. Oof. It's just those things are going to require me to make batteries, and I really like the monorail system, and I was sort of hoping that I could use it here, but yeah, I don't know. As I'm going farther and farther up, I'm kind of rethinking that plan even right now. Okay. Still don't see any highly radioactive nodes of stuff, or... Come on now. Who's going to land on top of this thing? Yeah. You can land on top of these things, and I have done it before. It's the easiest way to collect. Oh, okay, that works too. Thought it was a little bit too far away. Yeah, I haven't seen any, like, gigantic green radioactive nodes just yet. I mean, I should figure that out pretty quickly as I get near it, but... I don't know. I like that, yeah, if you were to do this normally, if you were to, like, actually go through this parkouring stuff, you get all the way up here, and it's like, and your prize is radiation. Enjoy! Enjoy getting back up here to get all your stuff. Well, anyway. Slowly but surely, but I think, yeah, this one's gonna be it. I don't know if it's changing because it's time of day or something else, but where is it? There it is, baby. What level? Wow, all that for an impure node. It's not even a pure node. Well, there it is. Uranium, which as far as I know... I also got a purple slug up here. Uranium, which as far as I know is not actually green. It's like that. That's like the radium dye sort of stuff. I mean, I guess impure is something. There's 71 of these. Just want to take a good look at it. Yeah, I mean, it looks like what you'd expect, I suppose. Let's go start... Let's go look at something else. So far up here that it's actually giving me the fog. Huh. Draw distance, which up until this point, you've probably seen, is pretty big. he's actually starting to falter here. I got a purple slug, but I don't get a cool S? Kind of surprised about that. Yeah, superposition oscillator and quantum computer. Okay. Let me see if I can get a good running start here instead. I mean, worst comes to worst, if I need like a lot of uranium to make nuclear pasta, I might end up going for this one anyway. There we go. Just make sure I have a little bit of fuel before I hit the ground so I don't die. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but it looks like I'm going up to the radioactive forest. I suppose that's no surprise here. Yeah, I have no idea. It could just be... I mean, let me see real quick here. So I do have some new parts now that got opened up, of course, like the encased uranium cell. Of course, like 10. Produces sulfuric acid? Huh. But it takes sulfuric acid. Okay. Also do have sulfuric acid, which requires uranium, of course. Uranium and concrete. Yeah, because these are encased in concrete, I suppose. Electromagnetic control rod. Power output. Uranium fuel rod, which, yeah, just requires the control rods. That makes sense. And magnetic field generator, which requires electromagnetic control rods. And these don't actually need... They don't actually need uranium to make. Stators and al limiters I already have. Well, What are we looking at them for the nuclear power plant? How do I make that sort of thing? Oh, he generates at set clock speed. Doesn't say... Do I have enough? Can I just make one of these right now? I might be able to. Just like taking a look at it. No, power. Yes, of course. So I can. It's a big one. Yeah, look at that go. Wow. Okay, well, I can see why you'd want to use it then. despite the issues that might arise from using nuclear power. 2,500 is not insignificant. I mean, if I like overclock it, it's gonna be 6,000. Yeah, I can see why you'd want to do that. And it can be even more efficient with the plutonium rods, as I saw you could eventually get. No, yes. Gun. Well, yeah, I know about that one. Impure. It's not even pure. I mean, I suppose... Yeah. One thing I keep forgetting about that I really only remembered even in the last episode after I'd already looked through stuff. You can actually look to see... on here, it's like, yeah, purity impure. Whereas, like, this one over here, purity normal. But, like, yeah, that the normal one's probably the one to go for. Well, oh, do I have another one? Is it just these two? Well, let's go see what the... There even another one over here. Another purity normal. So it's like this one is... I mean, it's inconvenient to get to. But it is near the base. These two, on the other hand... Well, maybe I'll go see. They're obviously over in the radioactive forest. No surprise there. It is radioactive. I can actually go send a monorail up to that one. After all, I do already have like a monorail created at least semi-near that place. What with the bauxite stuff. Sort of what I would probably end up using to get up there. Now, speaking of which, I should probably go instead from the sulfur node places. Kind of probably going to be a little bit more useful. But I mean, you've seen all this part already. I'm not going to see anything new. So I'm just going to cut right to there. Oh, wait, my research is complete. I mean, I'm just taking a nice trip through the forest here, so might as well see what I got. Probably nothing that is going to... Yeah, I thought that I was going to start getting some of the... Ooh, turbo fuel blend. Is that... Like... Let me see here real quick. But what's all this then? Beacons? Oh man, that thing which they explicitly say we're probably going to remove. I mean, I don't know. I don't really want it. It's like stuff that requires liquids. I got the fluid cistern area, but I kind of want to consolidate most things at least a little bit closer to the bone machine. So, yeah, but like beacons. Currently only uses I finally found it. But yeah, now that I unlocked this, I sort of expected to be finding some of the... that was a present that just slammed down on the ground. Sort of expected to be getting some of this sort of stuff. And I guess... Maybe it'll be convenient to... More convenient than I'm expecting to create that sort of thing. I don't know. I mean, it usually either... Oh, a cave. Usually either alternative recipes are faster, better, or just require more convenient parts. Stuff like you don't have to put 3,000 screws into something, but could instead just put some concrete, which is what happened with one of the cube materials that I found previously. Well, anytime you do any sort of exploration, you're going to find some cool S's. This is... and bauxite, I guess. Whatever. Speaking of, easier to get stuff, one of the things that I have gotten but haven't really used is, like, silica. I mean, I'm still thinking about switching out the recipe to be a little bit more silica-friendly in terms of production, just so I can start to use that in some of the things I'm working with. The only problem is that that's going to be produced very far away from base. And being very far away from base means that I'm going to have to ship it in. And shipping it in is usually a harder thing to do than just, using all of the resources as they exist directly right next to one another. Like they're set up right now. I mean, not only directly right next to one another. I'm going to go get another slug. But also, they are, you know, just much easier to put together. Because everything's so much easier to put together now. It's so convenient. Well, anyway. Okay. I'm going to cut until I get back to radioactive forest. Have I even seen this area before? Because I just went from the regular forest that I was just in into what appears to be giant tree forest. Oh, let me check the map real quick. Oh, yeah, no, I haven't actually been over here before. Like normal. Okay, this is even another one that I wasn't even looking at before. Also, what's happening in the background here? Something's attacking me. And trust me when I say that they're not going to be doing that for too long. Okay, then. Well, anyway. Yeah, it's just like giant trees around here. How about that? A little bit less radioactive then. A little bit more friendly. Just in terms of style and... I mean, friendly until I start gunning everything down. Anyway. Copper ore, pure. Well, anyway, yeah, like a little bit more friendly in terms of not having as many really annoying things around here. Oh, there's actually like a lot of copper around here. I don't know, I could use that. Actually, a lot of the recipes that I'm currently using right now require like quick wire, which I'm making with an alloy of caterium and copper right now. So if I'm running something through here, maybe I'm going to go pick up some of that too. Is that another... Yeah, I think it's another, like, way up at the top of something. Maybe there's a nice convenient way to get up there, though. I'd enjoy that. Or maybe it's in this, like, a lagoon type of area instead, which I would also enjoy. And I'd be a big fan of not having to, you know, go up too far. That's not going to happen, is it? Nope. You guessed it, idiot. You're going all the way up. All right. Looks like a big waterfall here, which is kind of neat. Wait. Big waterfall. I'm just thinking about that right now. Am I like on the edge of the world? No, you can kind of tell what the edge of the world is. It just kind of drops off into something else. Okay. Interesting. Still, though, gonna have to go take a look at this because, I don't know, it doesn't seem terrible. Like, yeah, no, this is actually a not much nicer sort of lead up than I was thinking immediately. I would still be able to if I were to switch over to my monorail stuff. Yeah, I'll get that over there. Or I could also create a bridge or anything like that. I mean, you know, you got a lot of options in this game, of course. In terms of messing around with the environment. I usually try to, there's the autosave. I usually try to keep it pretty pristine as I am. And, you know, I say that as, of course, as I am. Yeah. There we are. That wasn't even too bad. As I am, of course, gunning down every single creature that I find around here. Well, every hostile creature, not every creature. Give me a little bit of credit there. Oh, there's a ship. There's one of the many lost souls on this planet. Ooh, corpses to rob. Anyway. No, that's an AI limiter. Very nice. Anything else of interest around here? I mean, I guess I'll take some motors. Those are kind of annoying. I have those still. Wait, do I have those yet on auto creation? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, so it's like right over here. Oh, and I guess, well, while I'm here once again, no reason not to, right? Okay. Where is this? Before I immediately jump off here, presumably, well, not my death, but to my, okay. But to my frustration in terms of having to run all the way back up there again. Oh, what? Yo, what? Is it underwater? Is it in a cave? This is very strange. Okay, let me see one more time here. Maybe it's in like a cave or something. Because I don't see... Because, like, you know... Obviously, there's nothing here right now. Well, now this is interesting. Hey, you know, these caves can apparently go on quite some way, as seen before. So maybe this is actually a good thing? So maybe this is actually a good thing. Maybe this is the sort of thing where it's like I'm going to be able to... Maybe it's just right in here. Maybe this is the sort of thing where I'm going to be able to... get in here in just like a way more convenient way than I was expecting. I'm apparently hearing the speech from like an alien artifact type of thing. Is there an alien artifact in here? Is it a cool S? It sure is, everybody. Don't worry, I'm collecting him. Despite how useless they seem to be, all things considered. Okay, and I saw this place here. I'm going to get on my gun, because I'm betting that there... oh, there it is. I'm betting that there's... Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let's try and like, get rid of a little bit of this. All right, come on. Radiation level. Well, I got iodine here somehow. I don't know where that came from, to be honest. And great, now I got 51, and I'm just going to dump this immediately because it is currently irradiating me. Like a lot. Okay, yeah, so... Oh. There's radioactive cats down here. Alright. And they got, like, shockwave attacks. Alright, then. Well, if I hit them out of the sky, it does appear... like, weirdly... distorted? Okay, that's a curious way to do this. Oh, and they can fart loudly. Real quick here. All right, so there are some actual serious enemies that exist in this game, it seems. I don't know if I would say there's too many, but there are some. Okay. Oh no, that there were, in fact, hulked out spiders, as I predicted before. Stinger remains. Okay, well, anyway. Yeah, there's uranium, normal. Yeah? I don't know. I think this one might be the... I think I might actually go get this one. It seems not unreasonable. Now, what I am going to do is go and check around to see if there's any, I don't know, other way in and out of here. Because I am a little bit worried, especially now that I know that there's, yeah, Hulk spiders in here. Oh my god, and they're so powerful. Yeah. It's a good thing I got like 30 of these. What are these things called anyway? Stingers. Is that going to be the thumbnail for the episode? Probably not. And it's going to be the thumbnail for the episode. I already cursed it. Yes, but I can see right here. It's a good thing I made a whole bunch of these, I suppose. Should really stop doing that directly next to my face. I'm probably not going to stop doing that directly next to my face. I'm just going to say it right now. All right. So, super spiders aside, this one seems to be the most likely one to go and get right now. Now, I don't like the idea of having to carry around iodine nonsense. Hey, can I use this to... Just curious. Can I use these to destroy this? Or if I did it a little bit closer. There we go. No, not yet. Maybe one of the other bombs. There's a bunch of them, including, like, literally a nuke that I can go and create. Unless there's gonna be some sort of very scary spider coming in here. There might be. Anyway. Well, like I said. Okay, there's where I came in from. Over here is the uranium. I want to see if there's any other places out here. Because, like, yeah, the fact that that's also normal. If I get the Miner Mark III, if I get, you know, a nice, convenient way to get in here and grab that, it's like, I'm thinking this is probably the first one that I'm going to go and try and get. Okay, there is another exit over here. Where is this? All right. So it's in this little area. Anything else, or is it just these two entrance and exits here? Because if so, that's okay. I think it's not really close to anything that I have, but I mean, there's also another one over here, and that might be and I might just run a train through those two areas, and then I'll have the most dangerous train going on to ever exist. All right. I'm ruining this planet in many ways. Just spreading radiation around with my awful trains. I don't know if there's something where like they're not going to allow me to. Oh, this is my Celia. Yeah, I guess so. That was confusing for a second. I thought the mushrooms were attacking me. Hey, idiots. Check this out. But yeah, it's like I'll take a little bit of mycelia here. Does seem like, I mean, I can always use like a little bit more of this stuff. Kind of surprised at the amount of times that you can get like multiple resources in different ways. Over in the swampland here, for example, with the really big hogs. Not that that matters. Yeah, there is in fact like a level of difficulty that these monsters go through. Are you, like, dead now? I'm just going to guess that thing's dead now. We'll grab a few more of these right here. Yeah, you can really create, like, a bunch of different bases around here. I wonder if they're eventually planning to make it more worthwhile to do something like that. Or maybe it is more worthwhile to do something like that and I just haven't been doing it. Well, surely that can't be the case. I'm definitely playing this game in the most optimal way possible, right? Yeah, definitely. Okay, whatever. These things are so weak, it doesn't even matter. Fortunately, the other thing can still take a beating or two. It doesn't look very gray around here. I'm just noticing that there's been like a grayscale sort of filter that's been put on the screen. All right. Yeah, here you are. There's the prize, baby. And I had a feeling that a lot of these sort of rock outcroppings would have something like that. I don't really think that there's going to be anything more there than that, but still. It's actually like a pretty convenient place to get mycelia if I want to. Oh, it also appears to be poisonous. Okay. Now that is a different story, of course. Yeah, so this is not just a swamp, it's a poisonous swamp. Boy, I'm just seeing all kinds of new areas around here now, aren't I? Like, look at this gigantic, like, mushroom growth here. That's pretty cool.
Comply.
Wait a second. Yeah! Oh, the research is complete. Man, these things are doing just a ton of damage to me now. It's kind of surprising. Also, holy Christ, where am I? When did this turn into a horror game? Anyway. Oh no, it's just it's night. Okay. Yeah, I thought that was a blue slug there, and it's like, no, It's just the shining of the moon off of its soft mushroomy features. This is so weird. I like this is. Hey, did you expect this sort of thing to be happening when I started to play Satisfactory? I mean, if you played the game before, yes, but I haven't, and this is like super weird. Huh. Well, anyway. Yeah, so convenient to get mushrooms, but that's because the entire place has been stunk up quite a bit. I can see why it might be a little bit... I mean, it might be a little bit harder to run a train through here, but I can probably make it work regardless, right? Right? Oh boy, more caves. Well, let's do it. I suppose I haven't learned my lesson the first time. Oh, Jesus. It's so powerful! Why is it so powerful? Oh, if only I took the homing ammo instead of the turbo ammo. I do have the ability to create that at this point in time. Just one of those is going to be the thumbnail. Anyway. Yeah, I do have the ability to create... oh, yeah, I want to check... oh, no, I'm actually going farther into the cave. I'm going farther into the unexplored area. This map... The world of Satisfactory is... Christ. Okay, just go. Ah! The world of Satisfactory is so huge. It's kind of surprising. I really did not think it was going to be... I really did not think that there was going to be this much stuff going on. And also that it was going to get this intense. Maybe I should not just try firing wildly into the gas cloud, hoping that I'm going to kill the super cat. Where are you? I mean, yeah, that's some pure uranium. That's not what I'm looking for, though. Oh, yeah, like I need more of that. I mean, it seems like those... what is this place? But anyway, yeah, it seems like those just kind of like hide areas. Like some of the crashed ships are surrounded by just like nodes of pure uranium. They're not as rare as I thought they were originally. It's just I was staying in some pretty... Curious. I was staying in some pretty safe areas, which is why... Nope. Which is why I didn't really see too much of that. My lack of exploration in the world was my downfall. I got no idea where I am, by the way. Although I think I might end up leaving at this point in time. Boy, the last thing I would want is to lose all my stuff over in a random cave in a poisonous swamp that exists in the world of Satisfactory. Can you... Once again... It's just shocking to even think that that is a thing that is happening in here. Okay, a little bit of radiation in my life. Wait a second. There is something behind that, isn't there? Yeah, okay. No, they are hiding something in here. Not just some This is the prize for the cave. There it is. Well, then, first off, get rid of that. So it was a cool ass artifact the entire time, hidden. Wow, these things are getting kind of elaborate. They hid it in a cave full of very powerful things, and then full of very powerful spiders, and then also hid it behind a uranium node. That certainly would take some dedication to go and find. It's like it's literally a maze in here. But there we are. Yeah, I thought I remembered the correct way out of here, so I can stop messing around in the dungeons that exist in this game. Once again, there are dungeons in this game. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. Is that a ship? I haven't really been looking for ships around here. Maybe I should. It's been it's been quite the time right now, hasn't it? Yeah, I can hear cats. Yeah? Look, it sounds like some egg yolk monsters are asking for it. It being, of course, death. There's a cat. You know there was a cat somewhere around here. Oh my god. Good. We're good. Anything else want to get in here? No. That's just the lifeless mask that it was wearing falling off its face. Oh, I actually already got this one. What? When? I don't remember being in this place before. Deja vu. There we are. Oh, there's some screws, which I do not need. Okay, well, oh my god. I do see that. What you got in here? No. You got something. I don't think I've seen any one of these that you just don't get anything for. That's what I thought. Now that I've unlocked the Zelda bombs. No, okay. Now that I've unlocked the Zelda bombs, I'm able to more or less get every and anything I could want to around here. I guess. This game does surprise me. Okay. Let's see what this is. It's probably in a cave. It's probably up on top of a roof somewhere. I don't think that's the same one that I... no, actually, no, that one. That is the one in the cave. All right, it's this one that I think I was trying to think of. I thought I saw a third one pop up. I mean, I know there's one up there, of course. Which weird mapping on there. Yeah, let's just do that one more time to see if I can't find anything else. When did I get in here? Because evidently I have explored at least maybe when I was doing the roundabout thing looking for bauxite, I just kind of hovered over this area and I managed to find that one thing. That's the only thing I can think of because I've definitely not been in here before. I would remember the mushroom swamp if I saw it, certainly. No, now I'm just going deeper into the unknown, unexplored territory. Which I suppose might be interesting. You know, when I said that I was going to be doing exploring right now, I didn't really expect to be doing this much exploring, to be honest. This is kind of, I hear cats. And there they go. Ah, idiots. Anyway, well, I guess that's what the swamp looks like. So look for the big, like, balloon plants up there. As I continue on into, Lordran. Okay. Anyway, well, this has been an experience, certainly. Kind of surprised at how this, episode has been both a lot of factorying and a lot of exploring the world of Satisfactory. The weirdo world of Okay, I have been over here before. I do recognize this. This is the super desert that I pointed out before. Yeah, I want to say this is probably where you start if you choose the like expert player start sort of thing. Because it seems to be pretty bereft of resources, but like not as much as really. There's also another cat there. It seems to be pretty bereft of resources, but not as bereft of resources. But like more bereft of resources, I mean. Jeez. More bereft of resources than the starting I had, which was kind of in the desert, but, you know, a friendly desert. A cool desert. First one, though. Oh, hey, what's this then? Oh, water. Yeah, I saw that there was going to be, like, one of these, things to unlock. The like, resource wells. And I guess that's what these are. Looks like, yeah, then it varies And there's like the major one, and then there's outcroppings around here. The nitrogen, of course, is going to be what I'm going to end up looking for eventually. I see. Don't have any cats behind me. No, but I do have cats in front of me. Maybe I should be paying attention to that. All right, one more to go. Then I'll go and get my cool orb. Yeah, I'll get the cool orb in just a second. Just give me 1 second here. These things are relentless cat JPEGs put on top of spiders. Okay, I'll grab that. All right. Poggers. Oh, yeah, for some reason we got like barnacles here. Strange. Which usually it's like you would think would only be appearing in the well, I mean, I guess there is water right here. Like pure, impure. I wonder if that counts the same as if you were trying to just like take water out of the ground. You know, other pure resources. Because I know there's like oil and whatnot. These be like oil wells that you can eventually get. Yeah. Hello. Hey, by the way, just real quick. Just keep shooting. It's turbo ammo for good reason. If that's not enough to take you down, I don't know what is. I mean, nothing I have. No, just the same one over there. Well, I guess I'm just going to continue exploring around here then for a while. It's going to be an extra long episode, it seems. Which, I don't know. I mean, actually, there's a lot of the same sort of stuff as... I see a purple slug there. But yeah, it seems like it'd be like a lot of the same sort of stuff that I would normally see on like the beach type of area in the middle of this place. Hook and go. Oh, it's a cool S. That's not what I wanted. I wasn't looking for a cool S. I was looking for a purple slug. Anyway, these are things that you say when you're playing this game. I mean, I'm pretty far out here now. I might as well keep going, right? Looking around. Trying to see if I don't die to cat JPEGs. It's looking very likely at this point in time that I'm going to die to cat JPEGs. I hate to say it, but I think my days are numbered due to the amount of cat JPEGs that I happen to be finding. Somebody just looked for cats on the internet. And somehow they infected this game. I'm not turning off arachnophobia mode, by the way. I'm enjoying it too much. I know that technically without the ragdolling, it makes it a little bit more difficult to figure out what like the creatures are here. And, you know, if they're like dead. Yeah, this is the sort of thing that I was thinking about. That it's like, this has got to be the fourth, you know, super difficult start because, yeesh. I mean, you can find some stuff. You can, like, but like, think about trying to set up biomass burners and everything out here. It's got to be terrible. And as far as I've been told, the world is not like randomly generated or anything. So they just put you in different parts of the map. Can't wait until the radioactive forest or the... Didn't mean to do that. Uranium, if we're going to do anything. Put you in the radioactive forest or like the mushroom swamp. Some normal stuff. I mean, it's like, is there... How far away am I right now? Like, from the base? I almost can't get any farther away, so, you know. Yeah, I got normal, normal, and normal. Well, if I go from, like, the bauxite station, I can probably go swing around and get all three of those. It's going to take a while. Maybe I'll just send multiple trains out there. Still haven't done that as of just yet with the amount of stuff that I am mining up. It's not quite that much. Pure iron ore. Which, again, I'm not going to be even using that. There are plenty more iron ore closer to the base. If I want to do anything with that. Anything else I'm looking at? Or... I mean, I'm sort of interested in continuing to push forward through the you know, unknown areas I haven't really explored just yet. Just to see if there's anything of interest out here aside from a few cool S's. Oh, you know, speaking of which, speaking of like cool S's and everything, now that I'm kind of out of danger, I suppose what I could do is, oh, there's some stuff here. Stuff means a ship. It means another one of the lost souls that was sent down here by the corporation. Because, you know, they were dragged in here. Okay, this one's just operational. Cool. But yeah, I was going to say that it's like I do have another one of those things to like check out, see what we got. All right. Oh, fused wire. Bio coal I already have. I don't know why they... Like, how much does this make? It makes 90 per minute. It takes 1 caterium. I have a recipe very similar to this made with just 1 caterium. This is also very similar to the recipe that I used to create quick wire right now. I think it even produces the same amount. Let me just see real quick. I mean, I don't really want the other 2 recipes, so no big loss, really. Yeah, it's actually very similar to this one. But like, yeah, this produces... This is, yeah, this is 15 per minute, and I guess this is only 3 per minute. So if I was it might be worth checking into. Yeah, because this is obviously significantly better than this one. 15 for 30, 15 for 120. I also got like an iron one, but quick wire, of course. It's like I need a lot of quick wire. A lot of the recipes that I have right now require quick wire. Like this one, like I think the circuit board, same thing too. And it really cuts down on the amount of junk that I'm using. Although silica would be tempting. It's like that's the one that I would probably want to switch out the aluminum for. What else is I making with that? Did like the AI limiter also require that? Yeah, it did. And like the high-speed connector, I believe, also required that. Yeah, most of the things that I've been creating as of late have... Wait a second. Most of the things I've been creating as of late... Yeah, there we go. Have actually required some quick wire, which is why... I mean, I guess... regular wire? I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm thinking about it, but I'm like, also... at the same time, it is easy to just throw an ingot of caterium in there. I found a couple pure nodes of caterium. I'm producing quite a bit of it at this point in time. Copper, I actually don't have as much as I was sort of hoping for. Might have to go on the lookout for a few more nodes to start mining. Although with the Miner Mark III coming up here soon, I am also going to be able to just improve the ones that I'm using right now. Yeah, that sort of thing. Certainly if you start in this area, it would be fairly easy to find all the nodes you need. 1, they're pretty obvious. And 2, they are, you know, very easy to like, and you have any sort of logistics around. It's just, I don't really know. Here, just real quick. Anything way on the right side that just wasn't even being picked up by the scanner up until this point? I'm curious. Should also be looking for more hard drives, but I mean, whatever. It's fine. Oh, there's another cool ass. Being guarded, or is it? Because as far as I can tell, everything's dead right now. I was thinking that was uranium, because it was like all green and stuff. Anyway, give me the cool S. There's so many of these things. Might as well just like turn them into an art piece or something at this point in time. Go get a bunch of like conveyor belts and make a huge waterfall of them that is just perpetually going on. All right, was there anything else? Oh, no, that was the autosave. Thanks, autosave. I thought my game crashed for a second or something. Okay, but I think this seems to be most of the world that I've explored at this point in time. I mean, obviously not everything. There's still plenty of like little tiny things here and there. Is that a cave right there, for example? It is a cave right here, for example. And there's another cool ass artifact. All right, embedded in the rock. Like it was being worshipped or something. Yeah, strange. Does this game have lore? Not as far as I know. Yeah, you can't just appear there. I mean, you can, but I will shoot you with a gun. Anyway, I was going to say that it's just like, okay, I'm going to go cut to where the other 2 uranium spots are just because I want to see what's up. Only normal. Because I want to see what's up. Really? Yeah, I couldn't gun you down before you shot me. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. Back in this terrible nightmare-scape. Now, I think it's somewhere here about, but before I even start with that, I do believe this is just finished. So, automated wiring. I'm sure I'm going to need that eventually. Ooh, that is a lot of... 48 per minute, I guess, is actually not as much. More silica-related things. But I still am only using concrete for, a handful of things. I guess it's going to be more useful with, like, nuclear stuff now, but, Speed wiring for 7.5. I don't know. I guess 48 iron rods would be pretty convenient, so... Yeah, give it to me. I haven't found anything else, have I? Nope. Okay. Now then. Where are we going in this place? Although at this point in time, I might actually want to take a look at hard drives here. Yeah, because it's got stuff like this. Which is right here. And obviously has not been gotten because otherwise it would not be showing up on the scan. Oh, I don't have any high-speed connectors. Maybe I can actually just go create some of those. Because I should have pretty much all of the supplies needed for that. I totally forgot to bring some of the high-speed connectors. Those are ones that I gotta go rewire some of the quick wire stuff to go start making more of. That's probably why I didn't really think too much about picking them up. I can create 8 of these. Okay. I think I might be able to... and I need even more like quick wire and stuff. Well, do I need... What's going to be like the deciding factor? It's definitely going to be the quick wire. Okay, well... I guess I'm not getting this one this time either. Because I need 11 of those. Maybe if I find a Caterium node or something. I don't know. Here, you got anything else of interest for me to loot from this place before I totally write it off, I guess? One of these like extra large guys or something. Big beefy boys. Really making this kind of annoying. High-speed connectors. It's like I have hundreds of them, of course, back at the base. Just didn't really consider that. Yeah, was gonna that would be another one of the many objects that I need right now. I got like supercomputers. Oh, hey, right in the nice blood red swamp. Well, it should be pretty easy to overclock things at this point in time, which I might do. I mean, especially now with like nuclear power, overloading the system is probably not that big of a deal. Where am I going exactly? Over here. Yeah, here we go. And this seems reasonably convenient to get to, all things considered. Considering that the other 2... Oh, yeah, it's right here, actually. Yep. Now then, am I going to have to deal with hell spiders? Maybe. But it's like, yeah, this is on the ground. It's actually relatively close to the bauxite stations. Yeah, okay, here we go. Not hell spiders exactly, but I'm not gonna say it's great either. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, this is like, it's not the most convenient sort of location here, but it is a lot more achievable, I think, than trying to go up to that one impure node. What do you got? What do you got? Ah, it's just a slug. Okay. Well, I mean, I'll take it, of course. This just means more overclocking for later. All right. Just have that rock fall. Ah! You scared the hell out of me, weird cat. Well, it's not one like the super bad spiders, but I'm not going to say that it's great to have that thing directly next to me for any longer bit than I really need to. I'm right next to a pure radium node there. Should have the ability to take those things out soon enough, I want to say. But anyway, was there another one that I wanted to see before I'm kind of wrapping it up here? Although I do think that if I'm going to be mining anything, it's probably going to be that. No, the explosions when the presents hit the ground still keep scaring me. Okay, there's one over here. Yeah, that's not the one that was over there, so I guess I can go see what's up with it. I mean, I don't really think that too much of anything else of interest is going to be happening right now, so I'll just cut right over to that one. Okay, now come on. There isn't even anything here. But anyway, I'm thinking that this last one is somewhere inside of a cave. So you can see I'm kind of just on the edge of the forest, and I cannot seem to find it. It's sort of near a waterfall, which sort of says to me, yeah, inside the earth somewhere. Well, I mean, it's not like I really need a whole bunch more of these things. I think if I even get just half of the ones I'm getting right now, or at least planning to, it should be, well, half of them. I found, what, 3? So, yeah, I don't know. I am probably going to end up at least mining one. You know, probably that one sort of in the middle of the forest. And then I guess probably in the same way that I set up the bauxite this time, do a similar sort of thing where I just kind of figure out the logistics and everything of this entire thing. And maybe get nuclear power set up? I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm thinking that next time, if not the end, it's definitely going to be very close to the end for Satisfactory, because I cannot imagine too much more coming after, like, all of this.